Shalom to the nation of Israel. First and foremost, before I get into my lesson, I want to start off giving all praises unto Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rakah, Chodash. Secondly, double honors to the apostles and bishops and elders out of great millstone that teach and rule well today. And salutation also to the fellow laborers that's in the ministry and the believers that scatter worldwide, that's in the faith, and exalting the names of Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, and all truth and sincerity day in and day out. Shalom. Okay, once again, here with another lesson. And as always, before I get into my lessons, this message or these videos goes out to you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, which we are the true biblical Hebrew Israelites according to the Bible, and also to the Israelite foreigners that scattered amongst the heathen nations, and they may take on a typical look of another nation. But if your bloodline goes back to Negro, Latino, or Native American descent by the seed of your father, you are considered an Israelite as well. Shalom. So basically, I'm just going to get into a quick video. As you can see, I have this video queued up on the screen. Okay, and I got, really two of them. And this is the first one that, I'm going to play. And basically touching on end time prophecy when it comes to America, okay, which is known in the scriptures, okay, as Babylon the Great, okay, and the prophecy of the coming, the downfall of this place, okay, mainly by the way of financially. Okay, as we can see now, here in America, people are witnessing inflation, prices going up, okay, job losses, the economy coming to more and more to the point of financial woes. And here in this video, which off of Yahoo Finance, as you can see the title, U.S. will enter a recession in the third quarter of 2023, economist says. Okay, and when you look into the financial year, okay, the economy here in America, the third quarter, okay, will come around about the time of July, August, and September. Okay, and they're saying that possibly a recession can come. Okay, in which it can be very well true. Okay, but we know everything is on the timeline of the Heavenly Father, Yahweh, and His Son, who the world ignorantly calls Christ, Yahweh Shai. Okay, but we know eventually the prophecy of America financial system is going to come upon. Okay, when it comes to the financial crash. Okay, and we're starting to witness that now. As you can see, these banks here in America, certain banks, crisis, these banks collapsing, which we know a lot of it is done by design, by the central bankers, the elites, Esau, Edom, the so-called white race, okay, according to the Bible, Edomites. And beside these banks, you have a lot of these other countries starting to do away with the dollar, which, starting with Russia and that whole financial system, the BRICS, starting to move away from the dollar, and other countries that starting to join on to the BRIC nations of that financial system. So that's leading to more of the dollar devaluing. And that's what it is, man. The dollar devaluing, prices going up, interest rates, job losses. Because we know we're coming to the time of eventually that this place is going to crash. And these elites of Esau, Edom, that doing a lot of these things by design, want to move forward with an agenda of the NWO of bringing a cashless society by the way of the CBDC, central bank digital currency. So they want to get rid of the physical dollar and move toward a financial system run by digital, okay? Which we know that comes into play of Revelation chapter 13, verse 16, the CHIP, micro, okay? Because that's going to be the next way of spending, buying, selling, as it's explained in Revelation chapter 13, verse 16, that they want to implement that, man. The electronic tag, as we also call it, for everybody to receive it, okay? And this the times that we're coming into, because in the midst of that, you're going to have a lot of chaos, man. Uncivil unrest, okay? A lot of resistance. And we at the beginning stage of that as we're starting to witness this economy coming to the point of an end, okay? As this economy more and more reaches more into depth, reaching now to the point of $31 trillion and counting. So we at the time of Yahweh Shemal Shai bringing the judgment on America, man. So I'm going to go ahead and play this video, and I'm going to go ahead and get into the lesson. Once again, this video, as you can see, off of yahoofinance.com. Or Finance, the channel, Salaki, Yahoo Finance.
We also got to talk about some economic data. The U.S. GDP increased at an annual rate of 2.6% in the fourth quarter of 2022. That figure is adjusted for inflation, or known as real GDP. The reading comes ahead of the Fed's preferred inflation gauge tomorrow. That's core PCE. All of this coming as bond king Jeffrey Gundlach warned earlier this week it's only a matter of months before the U.S. tips into a recession. Here to discuss the state of the U.S. economy is David Doyle, Macquarie Group Head of Economics. David, it seemed like it's been only a matter of months until we tip into a recession for several months, if not a full year now at this point. So, if it does and when it does happen, how shallow, mild, severe a recession should we be bracing for now that the calls are getting a little bit louder?
Yeah, so our view has been for some time that you will confront a recession in 2023. It looked like late last year that it could occur at the start of the year, so in the first quarter, but the data inflected higher over January and February, and we saw some improvement. And so our current baseline is that you'll enter a recession in the third quarter of 2023. We suspect that will be about a 1.5% peak to trough contraction in real GDP.
Yeah, and let me interject, because this individual made the statement that, hey, they were looking for a recession ever since the first quarter, okay, which is the beginning of the year, man. Okay, January, February, March, okay, which we just enter into the time of April, which we'll consider the second quarter, okay, April, May, and June, okay, because like I say, the third quarter, supposedly, it starts July, August, and September when they, predicting a recession. But they said ever since the first quarter of the beginning of 2023 in January, they were looking for a recession, okay, and show you that, the dollar is losing its value and inflation is taking place. But these elites, these central bankers, they control the dollar. Okay, and long as they can use the dollar as a weapon, okay, they can push more and more Federal Reserve notes into the economy to eventually lead to a financial bubble burst due to inflation. Okay, they are in control of that. Okay, but we know what their true intent is, causing a financial crash and bringing everything to the point of a digital system. And the average American, okay, doesn't understand that, because they're not looking forward toward this place to fall, man. They think that this economy going to keep prospering or somehow things going to get better. Okay, we got to get Biden out of the way. He's the reason why the economy messed up. Okay, which he do the biddings of these elites as one of the lesser luminary ones. But the average Negro, Latino, Native American, and the average American, okay, or these other nations here in America, okay, they don't understand where the financial system is heading towards, man, even though they can see prices going up, okay? But eventually, they're going to see when it comes to that point of no return, when this place comes to their financial economy collapse. Let me continue on.
Over the course of about 4 quarters or so. That's about equivalent to what occurred in the 1990-91 episode. So I would call it a true recession, but something that's not quite as severe as we saw in, for example, 2008, 2009, where real GDP contracted by more than 3%, and it occurred over the course of a year and a half.
As our Miles Ludlam wrote in this morning's morning brief, David, and sort of as Brad.
And it's like, also in 2008, when Barack Obama first, took office, and they had that recession in 2008. Okay, it was reports that China, one of the big time trading partners of America, was the one that came in, and helped support that recession. Okay, through their financial system. But now here in 2023 and prior years, hey, China's starting to move away from the American dollar. Okay, and they're one of the members of the BRICS nation. Okay, right along with Russia. Okay, so now you're starting to see the coming of this financial system crashing, and this time China ain't gonna be there to help aid or support it, man. As now these countries are moving towards leaving off from the dollar, man.
Alluded to, we've seen this recession coming for 6 months for the past year, or for the past 9 months. In other words, it's, and as you said, you predicted it before. This has been broadly forecast, right? Does that have any implications for the type of recession it could be? In other words, is there danger of talking ourselves into a recession? Or on the flip side, do we mitigate the recession by expecting it so much?
Yeah, well, certainly.
And I say this too. Okay, the main reason why this place going down, not just because the phony money, okay, the debt that this place had accumulated for years, okay, but one of the main reasons why, due to all the wickedness that America uphold, man, okay, what they put in place and allow these people to do when it comes to being, contrary to the ways of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, okay, on word, man, and the law, statute, commandments. Okay, that's one of the reasons why this place is going down. Okay, and also, okay, how this place was built off the bloodshed and the enslavement of the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, us, the Israelites, man. Okay, from that time still to this day. Okay, so there's many reasons why Yahweh Shem Yahushai eventually gonna bring this place down, man. Okay, and mainly starting with this financial system, because these elites, they think they have everything in control, but in all actuality, they playing into the hands of prophecy when it comes to the judgment of the Heavenly Father and His Son, Yahweh Shem Yahushai. Okay.
There's heightened expectations, I would say, this time around for a recession. And it's possible that, folks like myself that are out there talking about the potential recession are part of what causes the recession to occur. There certainly is a lot of psychology that goes into these things. We've seen weakness broadly across the data. So here at Macquarie, we have a suite of leading indicators that we follow and track that give us a gauge or a guide as to whether or not we should be fearful of recession.
And these experts, they're supposed to be experts. They see where the economy is going. Hell, you got an open eye. You see things are going up, prices are going up. Okay, and things being cut, shortages on certain merchandise, and job losses. Okay, these people know that a financial crash is going to come. Okay. But they talking about it could be a point as they just talking, just to talk a recession into play. Now, it's actually happening. Okay? And we already know, like I say, the true intents of these elites as they want to bring a cashless society. Okay? And most of all, it's the time of prophecy, man.
Started to signal that a recession could be potentially on the horizon in April of last year. But it looked at that point that it would be, at least 9 to 12 months away. And what's happened is that what we haven't seen yet is the spillover into the labor market that has historically occurred at this point in time. We still suspect that it would be that it's on the horizon, that it's coming. You still see signs of that beneath the surface in the labor market data. But there's still a range of outcomes, right? So it could be that the recession that we're looking for starts in the second quarter. It could be in the fourth quarter. But our base case right now is the third quarter of 2023, and that's where the data in aggregate point us towards as being the most likely starting point.
Well, but wouldn't that assume that you see not only within the employment situation, not only a wave of even more headcount reductions across companies and across industries, but on the other side, a wave of the open positions also being retracted at the same time, because that would be the true tightening there on the employment situation front.
Yeah, so it's layoffs, it's a deterioration in corporate hiring. I'm sure we've seen some moderation in the job openings data. Some of the private sector data shows a greater moderation than what you would get from the government's JOLTS report, for example. But we see it beneath the surface in the data. So one thing that we look for is, has unemployment bottomed or has unemployment troughed? And it's been a couple of months now since we've seen the unemployment rate on a smooth basis reach a new low. That's typically a warning sign that a recession is on the horizon. The insured unemployment rate, which is calculated off of the continuing jobless claims numbers, which come out weekly, that's shown a tick up of about 0.3 percentage points, again, on a smooth basis from its trough. So I think you are seeing signs of a softening on the labor side. It just might take a couple more months before we see it truly apparent in that headline data.
We'll be watching for it. David Doyle, thank you so much.
Yeah, so you can see they gave their prediction or their outlook when it comes to the third quarter of the financial year here in America. Which the third quarter, like I say, usually which comes around during the time of July, August, and September. So so a couple of months from now, and we start to seeing the working of that now as we just enter into April. Coming into the second quarter, man. Of inflation going up as they make mention, job losses. In the meantime, as I make mention, other countries, starting to do away with the dollar and move towards the financial system of the BRICS. And you just had recently that the president of Kenya, gave a speech to his people and saying that, it's best advised to move away from the American dollar because in the coming weeks, it's not going to mean anything. And you also had Russia just paid all the debt of Africa off, from America, that they owed to America. So Russia not only going to threaten America by the way of war, which is a rumor of war, but also threatened by gathering these other nations that once believed or took on to the American dollar to trust in their financial system in the form of the BRICS. So that's the first video. Now the second video I'm gonna play. Let me see. This video right here gonna show you the devaluing of the dollar and how much the dollar is nothing but debt notes or Federal Reserve notes that in this time gonna lead to more and more inflation. Because we know that one upon a time, the American dollar, if you had the understanding, you look into the info, as our apostles and elders always go into, that American dollar once was backed up by the standard of silver and gold. And now that the American dollar is losing its value more and more, coming into this year of 2023, the prices of gold has shot up, silver, and this individual going to show you how the value of the dollar is and how much, I'm going to play it, and how much it take more of a dollar, to get gold, man, which now to the point is unaffordable, to a certain extent. When you trying to gather on dollars and trade it in for gold or silver, because the prices are going up, man, when it comes to the gold and silver. So I'm going to go ahead and play it.
This is your fairy gold mother, and I want to show you the difference between real money and fake money. Let's start with a dollar bill. This was created to mimic this. Can you see how tiny it is? But today, you can buy 3 cents. Well, guess how much this is? If you want to buy it today, it's $460. This is fake money that was created to mimic this. This is a $5.
Yeah, so you see that, man, the valuing of the dollar. So it took that $1 just for to buy that corn, okay, was $460. Will be compared today, okay. So you need a amount of dollars just to get that gold coin, that one gold coin, that worth $460. Okay, and that was just a $1 bill. Okay. Now let me continue on.
Gold coin. And guess what? If you wanted to buy that today, it's $719. This is a $10 bill. It's actually legal tender. In other words, you can take this to the store and use it. It was created to mimic this. And today's retail price is $1,369. And how about this one? You can take this to the store. I'm not sure you can buy that much with it. And you certainly can't buy this $20 gold piece. If you were buying this one today, it'd be $2,694. This.
Yeah, so you see, okay, them gold pieces, okay, that equal up to every dollar, okay. It take that how much to get that gold piece today, okay. So you want that gold piece, okay, as it says that the first one, that dollar, okay, you know, that gold piece that worth for $1, okay, it took amount, just for that one gold piece, okay, you had to pay 460 American dollars just for that one gold piece. Okay, that's what she, showing.
Hold your purchasing power. This destroys your purchasing power. This is in your control. This is in their control. Which would you rather have?
And so you see that, man. Okay, every value of the dollar. Okay, how the value in what the dollar is, man. Okay, from the dollars gold coin, you had to pay $460 just for that one gold coin, and the value went up when it came to each bill. Okay, that the average American can't really afford to trade in those dollars, that amount of money just for that gold coin. Okay, and eventually, gold ain't even gonna matter when it comes to the system. Okay, silver and gold, man. As we are going into, okay, here at Great Millstone, the apostles, the elders, okay, the bishops and the brothers on down, okay, going into now that they want to do away with the standard of the dollar, gold, okay, and come with a digital system, which is going to be implemented and being spearheaded by the MOTB, okay, that micro. So gold ain't going to matter in that day, or silver, or the physical dollars, okay? Okay, so the only thing really going to matter is the spirit of Yahweh Shema Shai is with you. And we know that the Lord is only going to deliver the elect, which we're considered the 144,000 and the 1/3 that's destined to be saved. And that's the number that we pray that we part of, man. That's who we going to trust in. Our power, Yahweh Shema Shai. Okay, to be able to be stable. Okay? So that's it on that. Matter of fact, I'm going to start off with Habakkuk chapter 2, but let me get this. Because like I said, the gold and silver, the dollar, all that is not going to matter how these elites or the central bankers going to set up their system, man. Okay, you're going to have, when that time of the system or the digital system set in place, you're going to have people doing like, what you call it, like, bargain on trading. Okay, if I got this much or certain merchandise to trade off for what you have, we can make trades. Okay, but that's gonna be to a certain limit. Okay, because mainly everything that people, by the way of consuming or purchasing, is by these stores, man. Okay, majority of people don't have their own business or their own resources, and Esau's starting to haul that all to himself, man. That the beat people into submission when they roll out the new market system by the way of a financial way of digital currency, man. Okay, but for us, okay, that hopeful elect that we pray that we part of, this is what's going to keep us stable. Isaiah chapter 33, verse 6. And it says, and wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times, and strength of salvation. The fear of the Lord is his treasure. Okay? So knowing this, knowing the spirit, knowing this word and being in the spirit of Yahweh Shema Shai is what's going to keep us stable. Okay? Us that's in the faith, man. And knowing what's about to take place when it comes to prophecy. Okay? And having this wisdom, knowledge, understanding, and receiving the spirit of Yahweh Shema Shai is the true treasures. Okay? Because these people are deemed material things in the form of the money, okay, dollars, silver, gold. They look at that as treasure, man. Okay, no, the wisdom and knowledge of Yahweh Shema Shai is going to be our treasure to keep us stable here in these times, man. Spiritually, as Apostle Ramlab always going into, okay, we in the time now putting in the work, okay, the build up our spiritual bank account, okay? So in the times hit, hey, when this financial crash hit, okay, spiritually, that's when we looking the cash out, okay? Okay, that we be found worthy to be delivered in that time at the point of Jacob's trouble. Jeremiah chapter 30, verse 7. Okay, but majority of people that trusting in this system, okay, trusting in the dollar, when it crash, and what's going to be presented to them is that MOTB, and how they're going to do it so smoothly, or so smoothing. Okay, they think that that's going to be the next way of living. Okay, but little as they know, which they should know, because Yahweh Shema Shai set up the prophets, mainly had a great millstone, not to take that micro, that RFID CHIP. For those that take it, they're going to be destroyed, man, by the way of thermonuclear destruction, according to Revelation chapter 14, verse 9. Okay? Because eventually, this place, America, is going to be destroyed by missiles at the peak of the Third World War, which we starting to see that coming to more and more in play. Okay? But that MOTB has to be implemented first. Okay? Because those that take it going to be destroyed by those missiles in the presence of Yahweh Shai when he returned with the hosts of angels, what the world call UFOs, okay, which is known as the chariots or the vehicles of the angels. And only the elect is going to be delivered out of that destruction. Okay, 2/3 of our people, according to Zechariah chapter 13, verse 8, is going to get caught up into that destruction. Especially those that receive that MOTB. Okay, so in the times that we're coming into, us that's in the faith, that's of that election, okay, that hopeful elect, the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding of the truth and receiving the spirit of Yahweh Shema Shai to be our cover is going to be our stability in the times that we're about to enter into. Okay? So that's it on that. The scripture says not to trust in uncertain riches. Riches profit not in the day of wrath. Okay? But let me get this. This is Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 6. And it says, shall not all these take up a proverb against him, and a taunting proverb against him, saying, woe to him that increases that which is not his, and how long to him that ladeth himself with thick clay. Excuse me. And that's talking about Esau Edom, how he gained America, okay, by stealing, okay, about robbery, theft, okay, the enslavement of us, the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, okay, the Israelites, and how successful America has been due to the buildup of this place by the free labor, and that these other countries has taken on to trusting in this place by the way of this financial system, by doing trades. Okay, all these countries had gained success, okay, by the way of America being that superpower. Okay? But like I say, one point of time, when it came to the American dollar, it was backed up by gold and silver. Okay, the measurement of a dollar. That you can take your physical dollars to the bank and trade it in for silver and gold. But they removed that standard. And from that time, these countries that dealt with America dollar had accumulate nothing but debt. And that's what you're seeing what America have today. That's why you're starting to see now these other nations moving off from the American dollar financially. Okay? And that's what it's going into when it says, and to ladle himself with thick clay. Okay, that word thick clay in the Hebrew, abatyum. Okay, abatyum meaning debt. Okay, so everything that, when it comes to these Americans, when it comes to the dollar, the physical dollar, is nothing but debt. Okay, and you might have people say that, hey, I don't really use cash. Okay, but right now the standard is the American dollar, which is nothing but debt. Okay, and if you don't use cash, they say that, most people use debit or credit. Okay, which is these banks really is nothing but numbers. Okay, that they can put on your card. Numbers out of thin air and counted as money, which is nothing but debt as well. Okay, that leading to the American dollar. Okay, because you can go to the ATM with a debit card. Okay, and insert your debit card and receive physical dollars from out of that ATM. So all of it, nothing but debt, man. And now these elites want to move from that. Okay, and these other countries, they make it seem like it's beneficial for them from leaving off from the American dollar. But little as they know, soon they go to move off from the American dollars, because the American dollar for years had a stronghold on the world. Okay, and Elder Ariala from the GMS Dallas branch always go into that these other countries really can't drop the dollar like that. Because if they drop the dollar for all the years that they took on to it and the debt they consume, that once the American dollar collapse or they leave off from it, their financial system's going to collapse as well. Okay? They're going to have a problem trying to start a new financial system up. But the thing about these heathens, they think they got years right along with these elites. Because a lot of these other countries like Russia, China, they in league also with certain members of the elites to also bring a cashless society, okay, amongst their nations, amongst the individuals or citizens in their countries. Okay? And that's why you're starting to see now China moving towards a social credit-based system. Okay? They starting to not want to use the what they call it, the yin, okay? Or whatever their dollar is, their physical dollar. Okay, Russia known for to be the ruby. Okay? All these countries want to move towards a CBDC system. Okay? Which is going to be spearheaded by these elites pushing the NWO. But eventually all of it going to fail, man. Especially here in America. Okay, when this place go up and under, man. Starting financially. So that's it on that. So you're starting to see this system crumbling financially, man. Which is going to lead to what? A lot of chaotic events. Uproars of the people, man. Wars. Famine. So let me get this. James chapter 5, verse 1. Go to now, ye rich men, weep and howl for your misery that shall come upon you. And you starting to see that. These financial woes, these economists, experts, okay, starting to come out with more and more reports that the dollar is losing its value, inflation, soon to kick into the point of hyperinflation as prices going to be going up, okay, unemployment rates, job losses, people losing their homes, poverty, the effect of the marketplace when it comes to merchandise, food, okay, oil, crude oil, which play a part into gas, electricity, okay? Anything that got a price on it here in America going up, man. But the pay, but the people wages. So how can the people survive off that when they got to feed their family or themselves, okay, to provide for themselves? So this ain't up but a recipe for disaster, man. And it says, go to now, you rich man, weep and howl for your miseries that shall come upon you. And when this system go down, everybody going to be affected, from the rich down to the poor, okay? And that's what these elites want. Because remember, one time they had the high class, the rich, the middle class, you know, the people that in between that was doing okay. Then you had the poor class.